us, it's nothing.
Okay, we are here at the first Apple store in Singapore, and that's Orchard Road. Let's step inside and see what Apple has been coming up with. Alright, this right here is the iPhone 15, and right off the bat, I love the matte finish that they went with this year. It feels so much more premium than last year's 14. And right now, it just looks like it's way more in tune with the Pro devices where they all now have matte finishes. The cameras this year are upgraded to 48 megapixels, but do take note, it still bins your photos down to 24 megapixels. Dynamic Island. Now, it's trickled down from the 14 Pros last year. I love the way Dynamic Island interacts and plays with the software on iOS 17. USB-C, finally. I think all of you know this by now, but iPhone now uses USB-C instead of Lightning. Bye bye Lightning, I will not miss you. Take note that it's using USB-C 2.0, which means that the charging speeds are relatively similar to Lightning anyways. Okay, now let's get to the juicy stuff. Titanium, action button, periscope camera, as well as thinner bezels. Now, just picking this up, I realized how light it is. It's actually the lightest Pro Max phone I've ever held. Reviewers say that it's 10% lighter than last year's 14 Pro Max. And yes, it's pretty noticeable. I love the brushed edges and it looks so amazing on all the colors. There's dark blue, space grey, white, as well as the raw titanium silver color. Now, some articles online actually said that if you were to scuff the colored iPhones, it will actually reveal the titanium color underneath. I would actually recommend going for the raw titanium color. The action button works as a mute switch by default, but if you launch the settings, there is a section for you to customize what you'd like the action button to do. Be it to turn on the flashlight, start a voice recording, or even use Siri shortcuts for it. The periscope camera is actually only on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It can zoom up to 5 times optical zoom, not digital, optical. It's not like Samsung Space Zoom or anything, but the 5X is actually pretty useful and very sharp. I've never zoomed in that far on an iPhone before. Apple boasts about the ceramic shield on the iPhone 15, so did they on the 14 and the 13. You see where I'm going with this. They all end up with scuffs over time, and scuffs lead to cracks. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the things that someone would get when they get a new iPhone. This is the ZEELOT Pishield. The most scale for glass is 5.5 to 7, and the most scale for this is actually 7. So really pushing the boundaries of how strong glass can be. These are crazy durable. I was joined by YC, a TikTok streamer, and we tried testing out the durability of the glass. There was throwing, smashing of walnuts, using the glass itself to chop an aluminium can, extreme bending tests, ball bearing drop tests that actually surprised me how easily other tempered glass brands crack. And my favorite one of all is the drive test. Now, we tried running over the tempered glass and not just rest on top, even rotate the wheels back and forth to really get in there. And the ZEELOT Pishield still hasn't cracked and it maintained its form. What I like about these is that it curves at the edges, and along with the curves in the iPhones this year, oh, it just feels so nice to hold in the hands. Now, I'm always very nervous when I put on my own tempered glass because it just ends up with bubbles everywhere. But the application process on the ZEELOT Pishield is actually very straightforward and easy. We also have the titanium alloy lens shield. Ah, I love it! Titanium lens covers, titanium body. Oh, the 15 Pro Max looks so amazing with this. You know we're gonna keep the titanium vibe going on for this whole device. So if you're getting the new ever-robust iPhone 15 and 15 Pros, do take a look at these in the link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.